the telephone. It's Coffee with
Hey,
Ori.
hello everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Ori. Today is Monday, and happy Monday, happy beginning of the week. It's very important to start our week with, you know, daily confessions, daily affirmations, and a daily push. But Monday is the most important day. Today, on today's subject, I would like to talk about the most important thing that we need in our life, especially as you get older, the things that you need to hold on to the most. And one of the things that I feel that we don't hold on to is peace. We live this trafficked life where we're constantly running around to our jobs or running around home or running around to the store or running around to get this or to get that. And when you sleep, sometimes you find yourself either staying up late at night, which happens to me, or you find that you're not well rested in the morning. And that all has to do with peace, which is the most important thing that we have and we need in our lives is peace. Peace is not that easy to find, although we believe and we say to ourselves, oh, I can shut the door and I have peace. It's not that simple because I can shut the door in my house and trust me, I will have peace because I don't let anybody in. I don't answer the phone. I shut my windows, so when they see my windows shut, my window pane shut, and they see my window curtains closed, they know or they assume I'm not home, and that's what I want them to think about. So therefore, they go away. Now, this weekend was a rough weekend for me, but nevertheless, it was something that I needed to do and was very important. So I did it. So did it break my peace? It did. It did because I wasn't ready. What I should not have had to run to do what I had to do. It should have been done already. So I think that we need to learn and we need to grasp on what is what is peace, okay? And one of the things that I take from Medea is, she said, Medea said, there there are two things where you find peace, where you should find peace, which is when you're dead and in your house. And when people come into your house and bring you nothing but chaos, they gotta go because what are they bringing to the table? Nothing. So I think that most of us are old enough to be able to recognize what is more important to us, what part of health is important to us, and is it important for us to do the things that we do in order to move forward? And I believe that it is. Now, I don't know about you guys. I just know that peace is not being left alone because sometimes the peace that we need is in here. So we're so busy with everything else, with our mundane lives, that we keep going and we think that we're at peace, but in here the mind doesn't stop. The mind it continues. So instead of washing yourself or asking yourself, well, let me sit down and watch TV. That'll give me some peace of mind and I'll be at peace. No, you're not. You're not. I know and I recognize it. So when I tell people uh, that when I come home, I'm home all day, and my TV does not go on until 9, 10, or 11 o'clock at night. It's because it doesn't go on until that time. because it's a vibration. Hola, Corali. How are you? Congratulations on your job, darling. It is, hello, Sadia. Watching TV or listening to a TV does not bring you peace. Peace is when you know how to stay still. And it doesn't matter if you can only stay still for a few minutes and then you go off. The key is that when you're alone, that peace is something you need to keep, which is being focused on the most important thing in your life, which would be you. And that's the biggest thing that people lose sight of. People lose sight of the fact that when they're married, the most important thing in the relationship is supposed to be you. Hey, Lance. You think I lost my mother a while ago? Why is it so hard for me? Yeah. And okay, other. Some, oh, oh. Well, you know what? That's a sense of peace. And if that was the person who brought peace into your life and brought that tranquility that's in your heart, then it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy to let go because we, as humans, we cling on to we cling on to the past because that is what we were taught to cling on to the past, and that's also a mental disturbance, and it's not peace. Maybe your mother, like most mothers, are nurturing, and they give you that peace of they give you that peace, that sense of peace. And that is why I say sometimes married men, they marry because they believe that, they finally choose or find the person who makes them feel loved and make them feel safe, because even men need to feel safe. And that is something that is important. Sometimes we find these jobs that we do and we try to please the world. We try to please our families. We try to please our friends. We try to please everybody around us. And it doesn't always work. Because if you're not complete inside and you're not completely sure of who you are inside and what it is that you're looking for and the type of peace that you want, which should be unconditional peace, not just, you know, like like a cafeteria Catholic that you pick and choose what you wanna listen to and what you want to hear. No, when you actually learn to look inside of yourself and you get to see all the flaws inside of you and all the mistakes you made inside and all the anger and the hatred and the BS you have inside of you, that is the beginning of finding peace, because by you acknowledging within yourself all the pain and sadness and just the way you feel inside, you may not even like yourself, but you need to correct that. You need to understand that that needs fine tuning. You need to understand that one person that you're with is not going to be the person that's going to be your crutch. You cannot go to a person if you feel that you're broken and you're going to be with another person who's broken. You want to find somebody that understands you, that is willing to deal with you and helping you, and you helping them. And that way, when it's done in unison, everything works out together. I don't know if you guys remember, I said last week that that love and hatred, when you have love, you have to acknowledge the hatred because it becomes like a dance, and both dance together. And it's just a matter of when you're dancing to be able to look within yourself and be able to understand what has gone wrong. And also, no matter how much you look at the situation of why we can't find peace, and we're like, because my family does this or they say this and that. Well, you're an adult, and part of being an adult is deciding where you want to go and how you want to go about it. And what I can tell you is that having peace is one of the most advanced ways of finding who you are. Finding peace is not just finding little pieces. It's about finding you. It's about acknowledging you and the flaws that you have inside and the fears that you have inside and all this stuff that you feel that you could have done, that you should have done, and you didn't do it. Would have, could have, should have. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter. When we deal with spirituality, we deal with past, present, and future. It doesn't mean that we continue that cycle in past, present, and future. No, we don't continue the cycle. But it does mean that we sometimes cling on to the past, and sometimes we don't know how to let go of the present, and we're still there, partially from the past, becomes the present. And you want to dig your way out of there so that you can be ready to accept what comes in your future. And your future self is not that it shouldn't be without sin. Your future self should not be with negative remembrance of things that never filled you. You have to think about the things that have been a part of you. You have to think about the things that have given you peace along the way, the little things that have given you the little push. And I don't mean drugs, I don't mean alcohol, and I don't mean, any kind of recreational stuff. I'm talking about if you're happy with yourself and you truly, truly, truly have invested time within yourself to find yourself, then and only then can you say and spew out the words, I think that you need to find yourself. Finding peace where you feel that by being still, with time, you're going to really truly find nirvana. It's not going to happen. It's not true because you're caught up in your own ego. So we have to let the ego go in order to catch up where we're going. That's why I usually tell people when they screw up, I'm like, you need to start from the beginning. My beginning is Namah Shivaya, which means I bow down to my higher self. So when I repeat it, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, I'm asking Lord Shiva, who is the depiction of in the Yoruba faith like Obatala, but it's also in the religious aspect, like Catholicism or whatever. It seems to be that is the closest thing to Jesus, to your Jesus. So whatever Obatala signifies for people, I will tell you that it signifies a peace. So Namah Shivaya is paying homage to Lord Shiva, who is the father of the white cloth, which Obatala is also the father of the white cloth. And in Jesus' arrival, he wore white. When he presented himself to the apostles, he was always dressing in white. So I'm not telling you to dress up in white garments and chant. No, what I'm telling you is if you chant and you close your eyes and you go into Namah Shivaya and while you're breathing and you focus on that will give you some powerful insight. But it's not the correction to fix all. It doesn't fix all things, but it's a beginning to start all over. Every time you think that you haven't started over, you have to go to the beginning. Because anytime that you fight or you learn to fight in martial arts and you don't get it or you fail, the first thing I tell you is start from the beginning. Start from the beginning. And that is what I try to teach you as well. Start from the beginning. One advice that I can give you all is there is nothing that we cannot manifest unless we feel that we can. Okay. Now, if you stay in the manifestation, you stay there for a long time. Well, this is what I'm going to get, and this is what I'm going to get, and this is what I'm going to get, and this is what I'm going to get. You're not going to manifest anything because you become obsessive. And the one thing to receive your blessing is not to become obsessive. If you want to be a millionaire, you put it out there. I want to be a millionaire because I love money, money loves me, and every time that is given to me, I thank the universe for all that it supplies me and what it has supplied me. So incantations you do yourself. Do you have to do them every day? No, you don't. Do you have to do them every second? No, you don't. Sometimes we just have to do affirmations whenever we remember and let it go, and not obsess on the time frame, because there is no time frame. Whatever the universe will give you, the universe is going to give you. But the one thing that the universe gives you constantly is the ability to have peace. If you don't have peace, it's because you choose not to have peace. Not because you can't get it, but because you might be afraid that if you go on your own and you try to find peace, you're going to offend either a family member or a friend or this or that. It doesn't matter. At the age that you are, if you're more than 18 years old, then you have a lot to live for. So therefore, the energy of someone else's approval is really not necessary. It's your approval that's necessary. Okay. So I want to also touch on, again, on Lance's thing, what he was saying. And, I know a lot of people that in the world that I have met, when they talk about their moms, they talk about their moms in high respects. And it's a wonderful, great thing, to hold someone in in respects of grandeur. But I also know the flip side of it. And the flip side of it for me is not as loving and caring as I would want, even to this day. But it doesn't hurt me, because whatever doesn't break me can hurt me, and whatever tries to break me can hurt me, because it is their ignorance that they don't see who you really are. And if they see you, they just get upset because you've made it farther than they've ever made it. So that's a jealousy part. Sometimes you don't let go of your parents, the love of them, because what you've envisioned in your mind is what that parent did for you. If she was there for you through good, through bad, through thick and thin, then that's what you keep in mind. That's what you remember. And when you meet someone and your mind is like, well, you know what, if my mom was alive, she would really love you and whatever. You know what? All of those things are relevant to a certain degree, but to a certain degree, they're not relevant. Don't ever try to push your mother out of your head if you constantly think about her. It is okay to cry, and it is okay to let her know that you miss her. What is not okay is to constantly, think about her and constantly, mom this, mom that, because spirits also they need to be let go. They need to rise and do what they have to do. And you keep them in mourning in your heart here, then that energy that you're going to emanate is not going to be positive energy, because how do you expect them to be positive if you are keeping them prisoners by constantly feeling bad and feeling sorry? It is a give and take in life. You have to know how to understand it. And this is where I said peace comes in. You reach a certain age in your life where you've done so much for so many people that you finally find peace. You're on your own, you're in your own setting, you have your own friendships, you go out, you have a husband or you have a wife, and you finally find that missing link that you have, but yet something is bothering you because you still haven't figured out what is the link and why is the link. To manifestation job, 5 minutes from home. I get last month just 3 minutes from home. See? Yeah, Coralis. I remember when we first started in our thing. Let go. Well, I don't want you to let go. I don't want you to let go, Laz. I want you to look inside of yourself and look at all the things that you have done, and I want you to look at all the things that you did for your mom when your mom was alive. And if there is a guilt in your heart, then you need to make peace with it by letting her know that, you know, she was always loved no matter what. But if you know you did good and you know that nothing can absolutely uh, can make you forget her because you love her so much, then you know what? You let her know that too. The thing is, learn that the spirit is always going to be part of you. But believe me when I tell you this, we, I would say me as a channeler, the spirits come inside of me. People may think, oh, wow, a spirit went inside you. No, the spirit did not go inside me. What went inside me was one grain of that spirit that went inside me to give me a message to be able to talk to people. So no matter how much you feel your mother's spirit there, your mother is one grain embedded in you, and she's 1,000 grains in different people in the world to help them. So think about that. Think about how lucky you should be if your mom was a kind person and she only helped people, regardless of what had went on and regardless of how she died. Just remember the good things. Always remember the good things, the positive things, the things that she taught you, and how you were able to change your life with just the advice that she gave you. Forget about all the negatives because we all have negative shit in our past. Think of the present and the future because that's the only thing that makes sense. You, like many people here, have been going through a lot of stuff. Corales is a friend of mine. I remember, she for many long time she would say, I want a job. I'm tired of my job, but I want a job closer to home. And like she said, she wanted a job 3 minutes from her home, but she got a job recently 2 minutes from her home. So the reality is the manifestations, the affirmations work. The thing is we cannot constantly be a hostage of the message, and we cannot be a hostage of constantly keeping ourselves a prisoner and keeping ourselves away from things in life because we want things to manifest. Whatever is supposed to manifest, it's going to manifest whether you want to or not. So manifestation is always important, but manifestation begins within you. It begins within deep within you. Like I said, if you have a loved one that's passed and you don't know, you feel guilty, find out inside of you through meditating, to being still, what is it that you feeling guilty about? Am I feeling guilty because she passed away and I wasn't there? Do I feel guilty because she was always there and I lost like my friend? You have to really find within yourself what it is that you feel that you've lost and why is it that you're feeling sorry. Because I may not have a perfect relationship with my mother, but I know that I do for her now while she's alive, because the day that she dies, I'm not one of those people that are gonna be in cemeteries or wakes. I don't do that. So I do for her while she's alive. So the day that she dies, I don't have to worry about, was I a bad son? Did I do something bad? I don't have those guilty feelings where most people hold on to. It's very important that you do know how important you are to the world. It is important that you know overall how important you are to yourself, because sometimes we feel that we help people, and by your voice, by being kind, by being loving, we help other people. But how far are you willing to go to help other people? And how far do you think that is better, or excuse me, how far do you think you should go so that you can help people? I think that there are many things happening in the world, and because there's so many things happening in the world, especially now, the economy, the money, um, finances, your jobs. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world, and we don't really have that peace of mind that we want and that we need. That is why we have to learn to get inside of ourselves and find out why it is that I am bothered, and why is it that I feel like I can't let go of things, people, places, and things, and I can't manage my life being comfortable in what I'm doing. You know, I love my home. I love the way my home looks. I love the way I am. I love the way I live my life, and I have become a minimalist, and I will want to continue to be more of a minimalist. But with doing so, I've had to make peace with myself, and I've had to make a decision in my life that I am more important than any human being that may come into my life. And the moment I let people talk to me and they come out of their face and they call me out my name, you got to go. I don't believe in forgiving. I don't believe in that. I just say, you got to go. That is it. You and I have nothing else to talk about or to discuss. Simple. Not everybody is that way, but people should keep things real, because when you're honest with yourself, then you can be honest with another human being. Then you're honest to God, and then you're honest to the spirits, angels, and guides, and then they understand and they accept that. So yes, although we think we may reach the stairs of nirvana because of the things that we do, you have to really check yourself first and understand who you are inside, what you've done inside. You need to be the one to forgive yourself and let your heart be filled with joy. And no matter what comes your way, you fill your heart with joy, because that is the only thing that's going to heal you, is that feeling of joy, that feeling of prosperity, that feeling of wonderfulness. How you fill the fish tank with water. When it's dirty, you clean it because you want to take care of the fish. Well, pretend that you're a fish. Clean yourself in the inside, and then clean yourself in the outside. And then you will see how things will transform, because things will transform. Sometimes it's just a little off, or a little offbeat, but for the most part, you're not off. You're going through something, and everybody goes through it. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with going through pain and sorrow and remembrance. The key is not to get stuck in remembrance, not to get stuck in the sadness, or in the depression. It's not that type of party where you can get stuck, because in reality it's not going to help you in any way. All it's going to do is just going to make you feel like, okay, I had peace, and now I don't have peace. So what you're doing is you're bringing in that negativity by thinking, because spirits, no matter how much of light they are, when you do not give them peace, they will roam around your house. And that's probably the last thing that you actually need, is to have spirits roaming around your house. Another thing that I want to talk to you about really quick is something that I touched on the last time, which is about the star seeds. Anybody who is clairvoyant, clairaudient, anybody who can feel, who is an empath, anybody who dreams with spirit and things come to pass, you're all star seeds. We're all star seeds. We have a mission here. The question is, what is our mission? Sometimes the missions we are carrying are missions that were sent to our grandparents, and they did not accept the mission, and to your mothers, and they didn't accept the mission. So therefore you have to set it as an example at what you want to do. And even if they look at you like you're crazy, like you're a freak, like what you're doing is not of God, that's their opinion. Their opinion. The only opinion that you need to worry about is yours and the God that you serve. Because at the end of the day, at the end of times, He's the one that's going to come down and judge you. Nobody else is going to judge you except Him. The key is, keep yourself being kind. Keep yourself being loving, because that is what our mission is. Our mission is to serve love. To send love and light to people, even if they don't deserve it. Love and light. Might be people we're around, they're a bunch of asses, and you know what? You just say, Lord, I wish them light and love, light and love, and light and love, and light and love, and let them be gone from my sight. That's all. And it's simple. But because sometimes we allow the ego to interfere, we forget who we're supposed to be. And at this time, it's important that we keep that in mind. Hold on one second. I'm gonna look at something. Um, keep that in mind because that is important. Okay. Another thing that I talk about, I talked about the past. You know, everything you have within yourself, you have the ability to heal. If you decide that you are sad, you have to find out what's making you sad and you need to walk away, or you need to learn how to stop it before it continues. If you if you are spiritual and you constantly do things, then do them. Don't lose sight of what you do. Don't lose sight. If you light 5 candles a week and you don't have 5 candles and you only have one, light the one, because by lighting the one, you're giving everybody light. So these are things that you have to think about in this realm that we are in. And we also have to figure out, like I said, one of the biggest thing is why at this time in our lives that we're old enough to do what we want to do because we find that we're good with God. Would you listen to people's tragedies to make you feel like crap? Why? Why would you walk on eggshells in your own house to make somebody else happy? I don't get that. So you guys really need to analyze yourselves and ask yourself, why am I walking on eggshells? What did I do to walk on eggshells? What am I doing so that I have to walk on eggshells? You should never have to walk on eggshells. Not you, not your partner, no one. That is why communication is the key. But the answer to everything is love. Self love is more important than loving someone else. So if you feel like you have to be with someone to bring love and abundance into their lives, what about your life? Your life is the most important of all. And that is what you have to focus on, your life. No one else's, yours. Okay? Now, if anybody has any questions, please ask because I'm looking for a thing of meditation before I begin. So I would like to have somebody ask some questions. It would be nice.
You want to do a commercial real quick?
We can.
Okay. Book a reading today with Ori from Coffee with Ori, Intuitive Life Coach. Call 862-202 9357.
Okay. Well, it seems like no one has any questions right now because I must have answered the questions that they did have. So I'm going to go to the thing that I put on, uh, the meditation part that I put on. I want to deprogram you. And Sadia, are there different types of starseed? Oh yes. Not every starseed can do what I do. Not every starseed can do what you can do. Not every starseed can do what your husband can do. You know, I mean, some of us have the ability to see. Some of us have the ability to listen. Some of us have the ability to dream. Some of us have the ability to know when something is behind us, whether it's good or bad. Sometimes everyone has the intuition, but the key is how accurate is your intuition. And you can't feed the intuition unless you know that when something comes to you and you're intuitive enough to figure it out, for you to say, thank you, Spirit. How does you deal with someone who doesn't want to receive love and light? Well, Gigi, the only thing I can tell you is this, love. Love and light is something that you offer freely. When the person that you're sending love and light to is not receptive, or they don't want to be receptive because they've been like an ass their whole life, you have to just let them be who they are. It doesn't stop you from sending love and light. You send it no matter what, because if the person is doing things to you on a spiritual level or trying to hurt you in any way, understand that by sending them love and light, it is left to God. It is left to the higher power. It is left to the universe. And what happens, happens. You cannot change what the outcome will be, because that's their own reflection, that's their own demise, whatever they're creating to try to hurt you. Because no matter how much you give someone light and love and they do not want to be cooperative, you don't have to waste your time giving them love or light. Just you always make sure that you're polite no matter what, and you keep moving. Don't let these things aggravate you, because sometimes people aggravate you just by their presence or just their energy, and that's fine. But sometimes we have to know that we have to sometimes fine tune ourselves, not them, us. Maybe we have like a screw that has to be changed, or maybe we have a bolt that broke. Whatever it is within us that we have to change, you have to do that before you can send light and love to people who are ungrateful. That's the name and the key, ungrateful. And those people who are ungrateful to you, you don't owe them that responsibility of sending them love and light. You only owe yourself that responsibility if you choose to send them love and light. You can just send them nothing, not light, not love, not anything. Don't wish them well, don't wish them harm. Just live your life and walk away. Know that God is making an opportunity for you to walk away from these things and walk away from these people because they are negative. Simple. Well, we're going to go down to this meditation, and I am going to do the same with the breathing, but then I will talk to you about certain words so that you can put them in your head. Eddie, hold on. Rachel Ori, how do you put up a shield around yourselves by protecting yourselves from negative energy? Well, I'm going to tell you something that it is, Eddie, that is the most simplest thing that I find, believe it or not. Gigi, rise above. There you go, honey. Rise above, Gigi. So, Eddie, my brother, one of the things that I found, it took me a long time to find this, but I actually found it, and it does really work, is when you're dealing with spiritual people, you're dealing with people that are very negative, and you are walking in the positive. Not that you are a positive light, but that you're walking in the positive, that you're trying to fix your life, and you're trying to gather up all this energy to try to counsel someone or talk to someone, and they're negative. Always ask Spirit before you walk into that room or walk into the house, I choose not to participate in this negative energy. So by you telling your spirit that you choose not to walk in this negativity, Spirit will keep you clean and keep you away from negativity. And if people are talking and you're listening, and just the things that they say are bothering, just say, Lord, I just wish them light and love. I just wish them light and love. I just wish them light and love. And I'm going to get up and say goodbye. And that's all, and walk away, because you are not responsible for other people's pain. You're only responsible for yours, but you're also responsible for getting over pain, because we are intelligent beings, and our brains and our minds are so advanced that we're only using such a small percentage, that if we were to open up another piece of percentage, imagine what we can do with that. We can do amazing things. So my suggestion is, no matter what, you live in love and light. Okay? It's okay to look in the mirror and say, you know what? You handsome devil, or you beautiful girl. I send you love and light every day. I send you light and love, because you know what? A mirror image is of you. So you're sending light to your image, which is you. So make sure that you never forget yourself, okay? Now I'm going to talk you into a meditation, and then through this meditation, Gigi, yes. Through this meditation, what we're going to do is we are going to close our eyes and we're going to chant, and then I will talk you through the other stuff, which is the light and love for yourself, because that is important, okay? I want you to take a deep breath now. I want you to count to 10, and I want you to release it slowly, and as you release it, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And as you release, tell your inner self, I release everything that bothers me. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Release it slowly, and in your mind you say, I release all my past traumas. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to hold it. And I want you to hold it. The longer you hold it, the more pressure it seems. That's the stuff that's built in that I want you to release. So you hold it. You hold it. And you let it out slowly. I forgive myself for holding on to pain that other people have caused me. I want you to take a deep breath. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Release by telling yourself, I release all of those energies and all of those people that believe that I am responsible for them. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Now you release by telling yourself, it is by my will alone that I have chosen to heal myself. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out slowly. 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 Now, I want you to take a deep breath, as deep as you can take it. And I want you to hold it. I want you to hold it. I want you to hold it. hold it. I want you to release it slowly and tell yourself in your mind, I forgive all that I have done, and I am ready to walk where I'm supposed to walk. I want you to take another deep breath. A deep breath. As deep as you can take it. And I want you to release slowly by saying, I owe no one anything and no one owes me anything. I am part of the universe and this is the path that I've chosen. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep breathing in, breathe out until I tell you to take a deep breath. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out slowly. Breathe into your nose, and release through your mouth slowly. Try to keep your body erect. Or if you're laying down, lay down. If you're sitting down, sit down. But just make sure that you have proper posture so that the energy can flow. This is the chant, guys, that I was telling you before. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow down to my higher self. And what do we do when we forgive ourselves and forgive others? We bow down to our higher selves, which is the universe. I want you to take a deep breath. As deep as you can take it. As deep as you can take it. Now I want you to release and say, I am happy because I have chosen to finally find the freedom of happiness. I set myself free from those bondages that are causing me to be unhappy. Keep breathing. With your eyes closed. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out. Just remember that you cannot have peace, male or female, if you are in a relationship where you're constantly arguing. That is not peace. When you're in a relationship where you're constantly being blamed for something, that is not peace. When you're in a relationship and you find that there's always financial issues, that's not peace. So if you're with someone, male or female, that doesn't really fit those criteria, then you need to walk away, because nobody is that important that you have to put up with their BS at all. You are a soul that was born by itself to do many wonders for people. And sometimes we may not look at ourselves as being one of the great people, but think about, when you get a chance, think about everything that you've achieved. And then think about what your family has achieved. Proof for thought. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to hold it. I want you to hold it and release it slowly. I am an amazing human being. I am a loving human being. I am a caring human being. I am a child of the great I am. Take a deep breath. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. I want you to repeat this when you release. I want you to release slowly. And I want you to say, I am grateful and I live in gratitude each and every day for the good things that happen in my life and even the bad things that happen in my life. Because if I don't learn from the bad things, I will never learn any lesson. I want you to take a deep breath. Now I want you to push in as much as you can, as much as your body can take it. I want you to just suck in as much air as your body can take it. And as you're releasing slowly, like very slowly from your mouth, you tell yourself in your mind, I am a complete human being. I don't need anything to complete me. I have chosen a partner so that we can be equals. Not so that I can be king and she can be my queen, but that you can be two human beings walking in the same spiritual light. And understand that God's plan is bigger than yours. And everything works in His order, not in yours. So you can know that you will be financially set. And always keep that in your mind. It is by my will that I choose to be financially free. It is in my, it is by my will alone that I choose to be healthy, that I choose to eat right, that I choose to do these things. And as long as you constantly remind yourself of this, you don't ever have to worry about anything else. Okay? And I want you to know that because it's a very important thing that you need to learn. And this lesson is very important so that you can understand that where you are, you're not lost and you're not where you're not supposed to be. You are exactly where you need to be because it is important for you to be there and to do so. So that's the one thing that you have to understand in order to make things in your life run the way that it is supposed to. Now you guys can open your eyes, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed this meditation because I've been working on deprogramming you every Monday so that your mind can constantly be free of all this stuff that's been ingested into our brains. And then we've learned to ingest it because our parents ingested it and our grandparents and the things that you saw. And, you people out there that feel that it's important for you to be co-signed, it doesn't work. I just want you to understand that as an adult, you guys, yes, a lot of starseed energy, Eddie, and that's what you need. You're spiritual. We're all spiritual. We connect to each other because there's something that connects us. What I said, that was great. Thanks. You're welcome, Corales. Thank you. You're welcome, Sadia. So I want you guys to understand that these things are very important, and I want you guys to find like a meditation song if you can, and just play it in the car and take a deep breath, and just listen to the music. And as you hear the music, it doesn't matter what kind of music of meditation, you keep telling yourself, I am a wonderful person. I am a great sister. I am a great daughter. I am a great wife. I am a great friend. I release all the negative that tries to penetrate me. I am not that person who lives in darkness. I live in light and only in light. My body emanates or my heart emanates is love and then light. I am a child of the seed, of the planet, of the universe. So as a seed, I came here to plant love, to plant light, to plant understanding and knowledge, and to plant the great things that we have within ourselves that sometimes we don't know how to control. We have to learn that every time we feel like we're getting upset, Never give people that power where they upset you. Never, ever put yourself in a situation where you're going to feel like you are obligated to make someone happy. It's not your job. So, live your life as if it was your last and live it fully and freely. Understand that you are not here to counsel anyone and they're not here to counsel you. You do not need co-signing and neither do they. You don't need to be an enabler nor nor a dependent. You don't need any of that. And when things feel like they're hitting you at one time, take a step back, take a deep breath and ask yourself, okay, when did this shit began? When did it begin? Did it begin this week? Did it begin last week? You have to constantly tell yourself or ask yourself, where did this come from and when did it begin? And trust me when I tell you that once you pinpoint where it began, you can ask yourself, is this really what I need to do? Hold on to this? No, you have to always look at the people who are giving you the messages. And if you feel that the energy that they're emanating towards you is not positive energy, then you need to delete, delete, delete. And you need to cancel that shit in your brain. And you need to tell yourself, I choose not to participate. And you need to move forward. Okay? Well, I leave you love and light to all of you. Namaste and all that great stuff. And now we're going to commercial and then you will see me. By the way, guys, I will be recording some stuff and it's just, I'll be gone for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to record for next Monday and the Monday before. So please log on, okay? It's important. Thank you so much.
Voila, you have to call me. Bye.
Bye, honey.